Welcome to the deep dive. We sift through interesting sources to pull out, the insights that really matter for you.
Glad to be here.
So today, we're jumping into a really unique life philosophy. It's called Carrorism, and it comes from Nazarena Maria.
That's right. And Carrorism, at its core, it's defined as the lawful use of kindness and love for oneself and others
Okay.
in pursuit of optimum welfare for all living things. It's quite profound.
Wow, okay. And there are specific terms, too.
Yeah, there are. A carrorist is someone who practices it. To carrorize, that means to create and keep up this intense love and joyfulness.
Got it.
And care itself. That's the feeling, this really intense, kind, almost overwhelming love.
Intense, kind, overwhelming love. I like that. And for this deep dive, we're focusing, just one part of it.
Exactly. We're zooming in on one of the 8 principles, number 3, actually.
Which is?
Stay curious in the face of uncertainty. And we thought, who better to illustrate this than, well, Albert Einstein?
Einstein. Okay, perfect. So let's unpack that principle first. Stay curious in the face of uncertainty. Uncertainty. That's just, not being totally sure about something, right?
But pretty much that feeling of the unknown. But what Carrorism does here, which I find fascinating, is it reframes it completely.
How so?
Well, it's not just about tolerating uncertainty. It's a very conscious choice. You choose to swap out that fear of the unknown for this sort of childlike enthusiasm, wonder even.
Like seeing it as an opportunity.
Exactly. For a carrorist, uncertainty isn't a roadblock. It's more like an open door. It's a natural step in discovering things, finding out how these unknowns actually lead you towards what you desire. They're kind of eager to see where it goes.
That's a powerful shift. And you mentioned Einstein embodies this.
Oh, absolutely. If you look at his life, it's almost a textbook example of this principle in action, turning uncertainty into fuel through curiosity.
Tell us more. I mean, we think of Einstein as the genius.
Right. But his early life wasn't straightforward. He was, well, often misunderstood. Didn't speak fluently until he was nearly 4.
Really? 4?
Yeah. And his teachers, they often just thought he was slow or maybe daydreaming, distracted. But beneath all that, his, let's call it secret weapon against those uncertain beginnings, was this relentless curiosity, just an intense desire to figure things out.
Is that where the famous compass story comes in?
Precisely. His father gives him a simple compass, and little Albert, he's not just like, oh, cool, a toy. No, he's completely captivated.
By the needle movie.
By the invisible force moving the needle. He asks, how does it know? How does it know where north is? That question, that spark of pure curiosity about something unseen, that really kicked off his whole life's journey. It was a personal quest, you could say.
Wow. And that continued even when he faced struggles later on. I know he worked as a patent clerk for a while.
He did. And think about that. Here's this incredible mind reviewing other people's inventions. Talk about uncertainty, about your own path, your own potential.
Yeah, that must have been tough.
It probably was. But here's the carrorist twist. That very uncertainty, the lack of a clear academic path at that moment, it became incredibly fertile ground.
Fertile ground how?
Because his mind wasn't confined. Stuck in that office, his curiosity just roamed free. He'd be scribbling equations on scraps of paper during breaks.
Asking those big questions.
The biggest, like, what would it be like to ride alongside a beam of light? Or how does time itself change when we move faster? These weren't lab experiments. They were thought experiments, born purely from curiosity in the face of, well, a pretty limiting situation.
So curiosity was really his engine, his ally against the unknown.
His greatest ally, I'd say. It was the antidote to letting uncertainty paralyze him. Instead, it excited him.
It made the uncertainty into a puzzle to solve.
Exactly. That refusal to stop asking what if and why. Even when people doubted him, even when the science establishment was skeptical, that's where relativity came from. A mind that embraced the unknown.
It reminds me of his quote, something about talent.
Yes. I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious. He pinpointed it himself.
Passionately curious.
And that passion, that curiosity, you could say, it allowed him to carrorize himself through discovery. And in doing so, he carrorized all of us, didn't he?
How do you mean?
Well, he fundamentally changed how we see the universe. He opened up new ways of thinking, new possibilities. That's a kind of a profound shared joy and understanding. That's Carror.
That really brings it back to us, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We don't have to be Einstein, but we can all be explorers in our own lives.
Absolutely. When you can approach the unknown with that sense of wonder, that genuine desire to just learn, you start turning challenges into discoveries, naturally.
So the big takeaway here really feels like curiosity is powerful. It's not just nice, it's functional. It shifts you from fearing what might go wrong to
Right.
getting excited about what you might find out. It's the key to navigating uncertainty, maybe even enjoying it.
Which leads to some really good questions for everyone listening. Think about it. How can you use curiosity to benefit yourself, and maybe others too, like Einstein did?
Good question.
And what mysteries, big or small, are just waiting in your own life for you to explore with that kind of wonder?
Instead of apprehension.
Exactly. How can you consciously approach uncertainty, not a fear in your stomach, but as like an invitation to a potentially joyful discovery?
Powerful questions to sit with. Follow your heart.
And keep on terrorizing.
Hi, this is Nasreen Amri. Always follow your heart and stay curious in the face of uncertainty.